4. Welcome to a new season of WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. Joining me on today's show is Washington and Lee's Director of Athletics, Jan Hathorn. Jan, welcome back.
Thank you. It's glad to be here.
We always talk at the start of the year how exciting the fall is for those of us involved with WNL Athletics. What are your thoughts now that the athletics year is officially underway?
Well, I'm just like everyone else. I can't wait for it to get rolling. Our football team has had one game. Everyone else starts this weekend. And I'm looking for a great opening weekend. I think it's going to be outstanding to have lots of contests at home, and I've been listening to coaches talk, I've been listening to student athletes talk, and everybody's ready. And it's time to get at it and get playing, and let's get it rolling. So I'm ready to go, and I think everybody else is too.
In 2009-2010, Washington and Lee won 6 ODAC titles: women's soccer, women's basketball, women's swimming, men's and women's tennis, and women's lacrosse. And of course, as we've come to expect, there were all kinds of team and coach and individual athlete awards, academic and athletic, across the board. What were your impressions of last year?
I thought last year was a good year. I felt very good about how we did overall. I think we can always do better. Our spring season went very well. Our fall season was a little unusual in some ways. Some of our team's women's volleyball comes to mind that is normally at the very top, didn't have a season like that. Yet I'm not worried or concerned that they're not capable of returning there. I think I know that's their goal, and I really believe all our fall sports are out to have a better overall season. Women's soccer, repeating as ODAC champs is going to always be a tough road to hoe, but they're certainly made of good stuff and capable. So I really think we're going to have a very good fall. I have gotten a very good sense of a real determination from the fall coaches and the athletes. They're ready to go, and I mean that in a way that isn't just, gee, we can't wait to play. They have some things on their minds they want to accomplish. They're on a mission. So I think it's going to be a better fall, and overall I think we're going to have another good year.
The Warner Center has undergone a recent facelift, starting with the new seating a couple of years back, and then this summer the new court was installed. What will that do for volleyball and basketball, and for the athletics department in general?
Well, I think anything new like that just sort of re-energizes you and sort of inspires you. They're very excited, the basketball and volleyball folks. The volleyball team has been playing on it now, and they love it. They rave about it. I think a facelift a lot of times just gives you new energy, new excitement. It sort of feeds the let's go, let's do it kind of attitude. It gets people motivated. I think for the institution overall, it's just a much better look. You know, we haven't had a facelift in the gym other than the new stands for a while, and I think that it's a better selling point when it comes to recruiting. It's up to date, it's looking fresh, it's looking exciting and inviting. I think all those things play roles in the way people feel about playing on the court and being a part of the court as a spectator as well. It's really exciting. We're really happy with the way things turned out.
You mentioned the advantages for spectators at the Warner Center, and across the board for athletics, there's going to be a big push for school spirit, increasing student and fan attendance at athletic events here at WNL in 2010-2011. How did that push come about, that initiative?
Well, that actually is an initiative that is sort of a shared idea between Brian Lobsher and myself. You know, we've got away from taking care of that business in some sense. You know how you can get comfortable and you sort of feel like we need to do something fresh and new, and we just got together and decided that we should start over and see if we couldn't put together some new ideas that would help increase attention and get people to come and stay with us at a game, or even to just attend a game. So a lot of that is credit to many people who have noticed that we maybe should have something happening in a halftime, or when something did, they said, gee, that's great, why don't we do it more often? It was just sort of a compilation of feedback from those people that do attend, and then from our own point of view, just an sort of investigation into what we're doing and how can we do a better job and see if we can't raise some more awareness. And because we want our fans to be a part of what we're doing. That's the fun of it for the players as well as for the parents and everybody involved with the programs. So we're hoping it's going to work, and I think we got a good start.
You're going to try to start off with a bang with all the home events this weekend. Tell us about the Bleed Blue campaign.
Well, the Bleed Blue is just an effort to get people out wearing blue in support of our teams. It's funny, whenever we talk to each other about how we feel about WNL, or if we're talking and describing to someone about someone who is just a WNL fan or just would do anything for WNL, we often say, well, you know, that person, they bleed blue. So we just took that idea and decided over the last few years that we would try to instigate a sense of, just like they have whiteouts at Penn State games and things like that, that we try to get a lot of blue in the stands for our fans to show their support of our teams and to maybe get an excitement around the opportunity to come out and see people play. And so this weekend, with all these home games, we just thought it was a perfect opportunity to start right out at the beginning of the year on a good note.
Jan, as always, great to talk with you. Thanks for joining us on the show.
It's my pleasure.
All of the fall teams will be in action on this Bleed Blue weekend with home events for field hockey, cross country, volleyball, and women's soccer. Men's soccer is on the road, heading up to Elizabethtown for a season-opening tournament. The Generals will face the host Blue Jays on Friday. The WNL Volleyball Invitational also starts Friday as the Generals take on McDaniel and Averett at the Warner Center. Field hockey begins its 2010 campaign at home against Catholic at the WNL Turf Field that evening. On Saturday morning, the cross-country teams play host to the WNL Invitational. The women's race begins at 10, while the men's start at 11. There's also a morning volleyball match as the Generals entertain local rival Southern Virginia at 10:30. Live coverage comes your way on WLUR and America One Video. The women's soccer team will host a tournament at Watt Field this weekend, kicking off with WNL's match against Sewanee at noon on Saturday. The football team is down in Tennessee to take on the Tigers at 2 p.m. Eastern, a game that you can hear live on WLUR. Volleyball wraps up its invitational against Transylvania on Saturday afternoon, while men's soccer meets TC&J at E-Town later in the day. Women's soccer is back for day 2 of its invite with a 2:30 kickoff against Methodist on Sunday. Listen on WLUR or watch on America One. For WNL Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.